Hi, my name's Lee, also known as Cola Flipper. I'm a part-time reseller from Hertfordshire. It's Sunday the 28th of June and I've just been to a car boot sale this morning, my third of the year. So just thought I'd give you a quick rundown of the bits and pieces I've picked up today. I'll get the biggest out of the way first. And that is these. Now, this is a wheelchair ramp, folding wheelchair ramp by a company called Easy Access. These new are about £110. I paid 20. I'm hoping to get somewhere in the region of 35, 40 plus postage for these. Really well built, fully aluminium, but because they've got the handle, they're portable, so it's the sort of thing that, sorry, that's a bit loud. So because they've got a handle, they're portable, and it's the sort of thing that people can move around in their car to make sure they've got access to places. So obviously people in wheelchairs or who've got mobility scooters may struggle a bit, and this is something I think could help them. So yeah, about 110 new. So second hand, I would hope to get around the £40 mark plus postage. Okay, on to the next item. Now I've taken a bit of a gamble on these next two, and basically I've been watching a bit of over the years with Tim and Mar Dukes, and I've never even considered looking at the glass, but I have no idea if these are uranium glass or not, and I don't have a UV light to check them with, but I think I think the guy wanted £2 each, and I got them for £3.50 I think for the pair. So I can't check right now, but once I get a UV light, I'll be able to have a look and see if this is actually uranium glass. A bit dirty, but it's quite nice and detailed. The guy said they were Victorian. I have no idea. There's no markings on them, but yeah, a little bit more research needed on these two. But I definitely need to get myself a UV torch. I think they're about £8-9 on Amazon, so I'll pick one of those up this week and see if these are uranium glass. If not, I still think these have got some sort of aesthetic value, so hopefully, even if they're not uranium glass, I still should be able to sell them for I won't make a loss anyway when they only cost me £3.50 for the pair. But yeah, I thought they were quite cool. So yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but the worst case scenario is I'll definitely get my money back. These are definitely worth more than the £3.50. So yeah, hopefully that gamble will pay off. Just pop these out of the way. Right, the next item. Actually, I got this for myself. I'm finding that lockdown means I can't get to the gym, so I'm putting on a bit of weight. So I've got a medicine ball for the garden for a £5, so I'll be keeping that one for myself. The improvised Tat-mobile or Tat trolley came in really useful today. Obviously with the huge mobility ramps, couldn't carry those about on my own, and this is the rest of my haul. So I know that Nick Hill sometimes worries about people diving in and out of his Tat trolley. So this is an old bag that used to have a tent in it, one of those big pop-up tents, and basically the tent broke. But the bag meant that I could stick all of this in here without people sticking their dirty fingers in and stealing it. So I'll quickly go through these. There was a couple there who were selling a lot of their coats, and it was their own gear rather than a trader. And I noticed the guy had a couple of denim jackets, and they look quite good, so I thought I'd have a look. So the first one is the stonewash finish. This is by Marlborough Classics. So Marlborough Classics are quite an expensive brand, new. Second hand, these usually go for around the sort of 35-ish mark. Maybe I'd push a little bit more, depending on the style of the denim jacket. But that one's in good condition. So that one should go quite well, but hopefully around the £30–35 mark. And then, well actually the first one I saw was that, and asked how much the jackets were, and he said £10 each. And I didn't really want to spend a tenner on a denim jacket, but the reality is, as long as it's cheaper than in a charity shop, I'll consider it. And then I looked at the rest of them, and we've got a Paul Smith jacket here. So Paul Smith jeans denim jacket, and another Paul Smith denim jacket. All of these are a good size. These are either XL or double XL. So he wanted £10 each. I offered him 20 for the lot. He said 25. I said 23, and he said no, 25. And the reality is at £8.30 something each. I think that was fair. I should be able to, for the Paul Smith ones, again 35 to. Might be. It depends how long I want to hold on to them. If I hold on to them if I'm happy to hold on to them for longer, I potentially could get up to £50. But let's say I get 35ish each. We're looking at just over £100 for all three. Knock off your £20 for buying them, and that's £60 profit. So that's not too bad. Oh, this is after fees. I've worked that out. So I knock off 15% roughly for all the fees, etc. And I do charge postage. So those three high-end jean jackets for £20, I'm quite happy with that. So that's a good little buy there. Right, next we've got a Superdry cardigan. Now, Superdry can be a bit hit and miss, but these sort of American Navajo style shawl neck cardigans, I've been selling these quite well. I mean, the last two that I had have been very high end. I've had two Ralph Lauren ones, one of which I sold for, I think it was £205, and that went off to the US. Obviously that's the higher end, but this one is Superdry, in the region of sort of 25-ish plus pounds should be able to get for that. Need to give it a clean, need to debobble it. That's not really a hard task. I only paid £2. I have noticed a few stains on it. Hopefully they'll come out. If not, if it all goes wrong, I've got a stained jumper and it's cost me £2. I'm not going to die over that. That's the one difficult thing is when you're in a car boot sale, you can't always spot all the stains. Where in a charity shop, I've often got a little bit more time. But even with that, the stains on there, I'm sure they'll come out, and £2 is not the end of the world. But hopefully, if they do, I should be able to get somewhere in the region of 25, maybe £30 for that. So for a £2 outlay, that's great. If it doesn't work out, I've lost £2, not the end of the world. Now on the next clothing rack, I spotted a few bits I liked. I think the first one I saw was this, and it was a ladies' Jack Wills coat. And I thought that looked in quite good condition. Looked around, no holes, couldn't see any marks on it immediately. Always check the pits to see if there are any pit stains. Got to be honest, this looks pretty much brand new. So I asked how much it was, and she said it was £1. So when she said £1, I thought I'm gonna have a look at the rest of the rack. So that one should be able to get in the region of high 20s, maybe mid 30s for that. So for £1 outlay, minimum risk, very happy with that pickup. In there was Marks and Spencer's double-breasted ladies jacket. Again, this one was £1. Quite happy with that. Similar sort of style to the first one. At £1 is really minimal risk. So both of them, I checked them over as quickly. Couldn't see any immediate damage or marks. So that one, it won't go for as much as the Jack Wills one. I've actually just noticed on the Jack Wills one, the bum flap, whatever you call it, the flap at the back, still got the original. I think this may actually be new because it's still got the original. I don't know if you can see that little stitch on it to stop it moving about when it's in transport. So it, I guess, well, I'll have a good sniff and check it out, but I think that may be brand new without tags, so that might increase the value a little bit on that one. So M&S one, I haven't actually looked at comparables, so I really don't know on that, but I would have thought I should be able to get in the region of 20 odd pounds plus, I would have thought. So not too much of a drama there. And then this one was a brand new one, so I paid £4 for all 3 items. Banana Republic, brand new with tags. I found Banana Republic quite hit and miss, and it's more miss than hit, to be honest. But it's quite a nice stylish jacket, and for £2, so those were £1 each, this was £2. Whilst I said it was more miss than hit Banana Republic, at £2, again, it's a gamble I'm happy to take. I very much doubt that I'm going to lose money on a £2 top, especially as it's brand new with tags. So quite happy with that as a little pickup. So not sure the comparables on that one, but I don't see that I would lose any money. Typically, because I'm a part-time, I don't have a lot of time. I've got a full-time day job, I've got wife, 2 kids, and a house which I'm trying to do up at the same time. So I really don't have a lot of time. All of my reselling's done in the evenings and weekends, and that really means that I have to be very, very picky about what I buy. And I found there's no shortage of high quality items for me. So if something's not quite right, unless it's super cheap, I'll leave it. I tend to want to make £20 profit per item after fees if I can. Otherwise I tend to leave it there. And there's a lot of things today that could have made an easy £10. I just don't have the time. So for me, the time that I've got, I try to make in the region of 20-ish pounds per item. Some of them will make way more, some of them make a little bit less, but that's the average I'm trying to hit. Right, next item. So firstly we have some Reese cork platform heels with an ankle strap. These, looking at them, either barely used or not used at all. You can still see it's got the original sticker inside. Now I recognise that label, and that to me looks like it's come from TK Maxx at some point. I had a quick look at comparables on eBay when I was there, and a similar pair went for around £40 recently. I paid 3 for these, so I should easily be able to make my £20 profit. I would have thought that at least I should be able to put them up for at least around the £30 mark, but I'll have a look, more of a check at the comparables. Reese, excellent brand to keep on your radar. And these ones you see from the heels, in fact, looking at the heels, I'd say these haven't been worn. Look at that, there's no heel wear on that at all. In fact, let's see if I can get that. It's a protective labelling, you've got a plastic laminated bottom. So yeah, I'd say these haven't actually been worn. I'm wondering if I can peel that off and they will look absolutely brand new. So there's a little bit of shelf dust on these, but for £3, I don't anticipate any issues with that. I should be able to clear my 20 average on that, so quite happy with those. These, I don't know if I really should have picked them up. They sell easily, so to be honest, I think that's fine. I won't make my £20 on these. These are a pair of Adidas Superstars in a UK 5. In pretty good condition. They will still need a bit of a clean up. I don't even know if I'll bother cleaning the laces. I'll whip the laces out, swap them over for a brand new pair. I'll buy them in bulk from China in packs of 20 or 50. So I'll get these looking pretty much brand new. There is a bit of heel wear, but it's not bad. They're a sort of standard shoe that people want in the summer, so I would have thought it should be out of command in the region. They tend to sell for around the £20 mark, this sort of colour. Ones that do sell for more, you've got Pharrell Williams. He did some random colours for them. I think it was a bright red one, there was a sort of a turquoise colour pair, and they've got really fancy insides. Sold a pair of those recently for 55. I think I put them up for 55. I think I took an offer of 50 or 48, something like that. And I paid £12.50 for those in a charity shop. But for £3, I'll easily make money on those. But after fees, it may only be a tenner. But £10 is £10. These, not so nice. These are a renovation pair. So I've got some Nike MX. Not 100% which version of the MX these are, but they're in a bit of wear on the bottom. I only paid £2 for these, so you can see it's quite warm there. Oh, okay, that's more worn than I'd seen. I'd seen that one. I hadn't seen how bad the heel was on this. These, okay, these aren't going to make as much as I thought. That's my own fault for not checking. What I was going to do is look at these as a renovation pair. As you can see, all the midsole is in pretty bad shape, but the uppers were in good shape. The heel counter in there, there's no damage, and that's the thing where people often overlook it. There's damage in the back where people have either stamped their heels down when they're trying to get them in and break the heel counter, or they wear through, and it's just, don't touch them. It's not worth it. Always do the bend check to make sure there's no cracking there. These are relatively worn. That's my own fault for not checking how bad the heels were. That is not ideal. At £2, I'm not going to make a loss. I'll still make some money on these, but they're not as good as I thought. But these were going to be a bit of a renovation project, so I can get some acetone, clean up, remove all the old paint, and then repaint them, and I would have had these looking pretty much brand new. So yeah, not ideal, but I'll still make a tenner on those without any problem, but that has brought down my average, so not ideal there. Last but not least, again on a hanging rail, I tend to not dive through the piles of clothes on the floor. I just can't be bothered. But if something's been hung on a rack, I tend to have it. It's a little bit easier to have a look at, and I would have thought that people have probably. So I would have thought it's a higher end item. That's not always necessarily the case, but this was a good one. So definitely make sure, if it's not already on your BOLO list, All Saints, really decent brand. Now, this is All Saints leather jacket. All Saints leather jackets new, typically 280 to sort of 350 new. I would have thought, I haven't had a look at comps yet, but I would have thought I should be able to command over £100 for this. So it's got, straight away feeling it, you can feel it's expensive leather. It's very soft, really fine grain. I can't see any immediate damage. A little bit of clean up needed, but not too much. Checked all the zips, they were fine. All the buckles, everything's there. But you can see the detail. Let me bring it round. So for example, really fine sort of woven leather detail on the fronts, backs. This is a decent coat. Before going and speaking to the stall holder, in my head I was thinking, right, I should be able to command 100 quid. Anything, whilst I want to make about £20 profit, I also look at how much do I want to risk. If I'm going to be selling something for £100, I don't want to be spending £80 on it. So in my head I thought anything around the £20–25 mark I'd consider. And I asked her, and because it was a high-end item, I just assumed it was hers. But she said £5, and I then realised that I believe that she'd obviously bought everything in bulk and was just selling it on and had no idea about the brand. She said, oh, that one's nice, it's leather, that's £5. I couldn't get the money out of my pocket quick enough, so really chuffed with that. That just needs a little bit of a wiper. It did a little odd mark on that, but yeah, really happy with that. So I need to look at comps. I would have thought at least £100, possibly more. So again, with a £5 outlay, yes, I could flip this tomorrow for £50. That money's in my pocket. I've made money. But there's no risk. I'm not gonna go bankrupt over £5 sitting on my shelf for a year. I'm happy to let this wait for a year, maybe more, if I can command over £100. The way I look at it is that I know that a lot of people want to flip it quickly, get the money in, and then invest it into other stuff. I don't have a lot of time, so my thoughts are, I don't care whether it's there for a month, 3 months, 9 months, a year. I want to try and make £100 on that one. So more than happy for that to sit there. Yeah, sitting there on a £5 outlay really doesn't bother me. If I'd have spent £50 on it, yeah, I'd want to flip that a little bit quicker, because £50 of my money sitting on a shelf for a number of months isn't ideal, but a £5 I can afford to wait. So I had a quick count up. I haven't done a proper count up, but I think in the region of £65 I think I've spent. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. 65 quid, and I mean that on its own is going to pay for everything, and I can afford to sit and wait. So really interested to see what comes out of these. So need to get myself a UV light to see if it is uranium glass or Vaseline glass, but yeah, we shall see. So I did actually take along a action camera with me. It's like a GoPro type thing. So I did have that hip mounted. So I'm going to try and put together a little car boot sale Lee's eye view at some point when I get a chance to, basically. So I thank you to George Ross, who gave me a bit of advice on what to look out for on the action cams. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that out to you guys soon. But if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. If you found any of this interesting or useful at all, could you please give me a thumbs up, and I guess that's it. So yeah, if you need anything, want to ask me any questions, just pop the questions down below and give me a thumbs up, please. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you next time.